My name's Julia Swenson, and I don't think I can cook. I know I can. I live in Santa Monica, California. I'm a senior financial analyst, and my husband and I love to entertain, and I love to cook. And the recipe that I'm going to make for you today is bruschetta-topped seared tuna steaks over a creamy Parmesan risotto. It's gonna be really good. So let's get started. Now, I like using fresh basil as opposed to dried basil because I think the flavor comes out a little better. Plus, there's a little color in there. Now, I began cooking when I was 5 years old with my grandmother, my Italian-American grandmother, whose family comes from Naples. And I can remember very clearly, it was Sunday dinner, and she was making a meat sauce. And so I was in charge of making the meatballs, 5 years old. And so I remember she told me to get my hands right in there. She said, Julia, that's where the love comes in. That's where the flavor comes in, from you mixing it by your hands. And she was so right. And it looks like our olive oil might be ready. I'm going to put these onions in. Oops, perfect. We got that great crackling sound. I'm just going to give these a stir. Now, not only do I want these to get translucent, I actually want them to caramelize a little bit because that flavor, that caramelization is going to soak up into the rice and it's going to be really good. I like using vermouth over white wine because the flavor is a little bit stronger. It really makes it taste good. Because I have tuna, if I were going to use any kind of wine, I would probably use either a Sauvignon Blanc or Pinot Grigio, but for this I'm going to use the vermouth. I've made it both ways and the vermouth's better. And so it's great to see the smiles on my friends' faces when I made them a good meal and they like it. That's really why I cook. It's simple. I like making people happy. But I gotta tell you, it's pretty comical. I have this recipe from my grandmother, her lasagna recipe. And on the actual card it says, serves 40. That gives you a little taste of how I grew up. Now, for my tuna steaks, I'm gonna put them salt and pepper side down. That way I can salt and pepper the other side. Here we've got one. Look at how fat these tuna steaks are. They're gonna be really rare in the center and really good. I want them to be raw in the center. That sashimi grade tuna is great because you get the crispiness and the dryness of the outside mixed with the chewiness and the goodness of the tuna on the inside, the smoothness. It'll be really good. So now this actual recipe is inspired by both my parents, who actually love to cook as well, and they're another source of my inspiration, not just my grandmother. My mother is just a general good cook, but she's also bringing to the table the tuna and the risotto. So between all of them, we've got a really good recipe going on. These tuna steaks look just about ready to be flipped. Oh, this one's fantastic. Okay, so I'm gonna bring this over. Here, I've got my tuna steak. This is a stacking dish, so we're gonna let that tuna steak sit right on that rice. And now I'm going to top it with the bruschetta. It's all mixed in. And I'm going to take a little bit of tomatoes. A little more than a little bit. I mean, come on, that's the best part. Some tomatoes. Yeah, look at that. Look, I got the green from the basil, got the red, the purple from the onions. I'm gonna take a little juice and we're gonna put it around the edge. This vinaigrette mixed with the risotto is just perfect. It's the tanginess and the creaminess together along with the smoothness and the softness of the tuna. It's fantastic. So let's take a little bite in here and I can show you what I've got. Oh yeah, look at this. See, look at that nice seared tuna in there. Oh, it's fantastic. This is fantastic. Really, if you guys could taste this at home. It's the tomatoes, the basil, the fresh basil. It's the sherry vinaigrette and the creaminess of the Parmesan, the tartness of the Parmesan. the great, what the hell does Parmesan taste like anyway?
Tangy.
This is a fantastic recipe, Rachel, and I can't wait to share it with you and your audience.